Hello, good afternoon from the Philippines. It is October 21 at quarter to 3 p.m. in the afternoon. We went to our farm recently to harvest pili fruits or pili nuts. We were already quite excited because we have been looking forward to it. Hi there, Manay Anma's TV. Uh, thanks for dropping by. Thanks for dropping by. As I was saying, I was already, or we were already very excited. In fact, we already informed in advance the people who will uh, help us harvest the pili fruits. But unfortunately, here where I am, we experienced weather for for a long time of heavy rains all every day. That is why we're not able to visit the farm immediately. By the time we were able to visit, we were dismayed because we realized that the pili fruits that we were planning to harvest were gone. And even if you look at the area beneath the trees, hi, Manay Anne Marie, you are quite correct. Even if you look at the area underneath the trees, you wouldn't find traces of the pili fruits. So the logical conclusion is that people already harvested it, other people. Till now, may ganyan pa rin, sir. Anne-Marie's TV, Angel. Yep. So the question now is, how do we protect our farms from thieves? By the way, I'm Jason Chancoco. I'm your host for the Hagbayon channel, a small YouTube channel where I share some of my thoughts and ideas. I am a college professor, instructor. I am a writer, guitarist, musician, martial arts practitioner, enthusiast, researcher, blades builder, blades researcher. What else? Outdoorsman, prepping and survivalism, hobbyist. So how? How do we protect our farms from thieves? How do we deter? How do we delay? How do we detect? And later on, report crimes committed in our farms or on our person? Or how do we report or how do we arrest the perpetrators? Well, number one, I think you will agree with me that you better stay or live in your farm. You better stay or live in your farm. Magandang topic po from Anne-Marie's TV, Angel. Opo. Thank you. You better stay or live in your farm. That's one of the best ways to protect your farm. Be there. Do not rely on your tenants. If you have some tenants, or do not rely on your farm workers. Do not rely on your farm workers. As a matter of fact, even those people may Anmaris TV Angel, dapat may kasama ka rin pong bodyguard. Yeah. Dapat may kasama ka ring bodyguard when you rove. Yeah, you cannot even rely on your farm workers sometimes and your tenants, because it is actually possible that they will be the ones who will who will perpetrate the crime against your property or against your person. Baka ikaw po ay makasamang nakawin, yun, sabi ni Anne-Marie's TV Angel. In fact, under Article 310 of the Revised Penal Code, there is the so-called qualified theft. Theft is qualified when it is done by domestic servant, okay, or it is done with grave abuse of confidence. Sabi nga natin, if it's done by your farm workers, tenants, so there's grave abuse of confidence. Or it is done on a motor vehicle, or the theft is done on a motor vehicle, or the thing stolen is a motor vehicle, or mail matter, or large cattle. There's also a crime called cattle rustling. So cattle rustling is a special offense, special law. We can talk about cattle rustling some other time. There, if you steal large cattle, that's qualified theft. If you steal coconuts from a plantation or coconut plantation, so if you steal fish from fish pond or fishery, or if the theft is committed during fire, earthquake, typhoon, volcanic eruption, or other calamity, vehicular accident, during vehicular accident, or civil disturbance. So therefore, if the theft is done during a calamity, or during a vehicular accident, or during a great civil disturbance, that's qualified theft. What then are the elements of theft? Yan, that's the first element, taking. It is enough that you deprive the owner of his or her proprietary rights, even if only temporary. So there is taking. Also, the property, of course, must belong to another person. And of course, you must have intent to gain. So if you have intention to return, it could be something else. So there must be intent to gain. Without owner's consent, of course. You must have not committed any violence, intimidation against persons, or force upon things. Because if there is violence, intimidation against persons, or force upon things, then it is robbery. For example, a pickpocket is a thief, while a holdupper is a robber. That's it. Okay, that's one way. Stay or live in your farm and not rely on your farm workers or tenants. Another is to install signs, no trespassing signs, because most people who will get into your farm might just be passing by, innocent passage. Maybe some neighbors, maybe some hikers. So just put signs to actually alert them, or to actually give them warning, because they may be just some hikers, just passing by. They may not even know that it's your farm. So consider innocent passage. So install signs. Another thing, install physical barriers. Install physical barriers, but make them visible. For instance, barbed wires, make them a little bit high. Um, I experienced getting injured with a barbed wire because the barbed wire was really very low. It was very impossible for me to see. During a hiking and camping expedition, I got injured because the barbed wire was quite low. It was too low that I think it was a snare. In Bicol, we call it bitik or a trap. Hi there, Manay and Marie again. Thumbs done. Okay. Thank you po. We'll visit your house as well. So physical barriers such as barbed wires must be, visible or high enough. Also, if you are a big time farm owner like the Salongas, uh, you may install alarms, motion sensors, CCTV, and lights. So I think that will cost you a lot. Alarms, motion sensor, CCTV, and lights. I guess this is being done by more organized farms. Del Monte Farms, you know, what other farms? Farms, San Miguel Beer Farms, no, San Miguel Corporation Farms, etc. Also, you wanna have guard dogs. Very important, guard dogs. They are not perfect because some dogs can be bribed with food, but better than nothing. Guard dogs. Another thing, do regular inventories. Do regular inventories. Count your trees. Count your fruit-bearing trees. Estimate. Count your cattle so that you'd know if one is missing. And better yet, brand. Kawawa po ang mga walang kapital na farmers. Manay Anne-Marie. Yep. Walang kapital, kawawa. Ninanakawan lang. Okay, inventory should be regular. And better yet, if you can brand your cattle. Another thing, put the pens away from the roadways. Pig pen, cattle pen, wild, because if construct them near the roadways, they would be very, very visible, and they would attract potential thieves. And again, if you have capital, if you are a big time farm owner, place security tags for vehicles and equipment. Security tags like GPS for vehicles and equipment, so you could track them if they get stolen. So that's only for big farms like I mentioned, Del Monte Farms, big farms. But if you are a small time farm owner, then do some night vision training. Night vision training meaning try to make your eyes, try to get accustomed to seeing in the dark. Try to get accustomed seeing in the dark. Well, you do that by by experience and by training and by exposure. Most Filipino farmers have it pitch black at night. They don't have lights at night, but their eyes are so very effective. Nagkakaroon ng idea ang mga magnanakaw na merong jewel sa loob. Yeah. Yeah. Anne-Marie. Manay Anne-Marie. So there, when it's pitch black, hi Manu Alec, Noah Aleph official. When it is pitch black, don't use flashlights because you will be more visible than the thieves. So there, night vision training. So it takes a lot of experience. Most people in rural areas have really good eyesight because they have good night vision training. And they are surrounded by greeneries, green, nature. You see experts in eye care. They say that color green is good for the eyes. So, Sir Noah, di ka na yata natutulog. Manoy Alec is always awake. Hi there, Manoy. Sir Noah, di ka yata nakutulog, sabi ni Manay Anne-Marie. Hello, host. Hello, Manay Anne-Marie. Hello, Manoy. Manoy Aleph. Alex. Noah Aleph official. So, most Filipino farmers have it pitch black. Madilim ang kanilang farm, no lights at night. Which is also beneficial because your eyes get accustomed to the dark. So it's easier for you to see in the dark. And if you use a flashlight, you will be visible. You will be more visible than the thieves, and that's not good. Another thing is, while doing night vision training and etc., at least have some stick or bolo or something. But try to be appraised of the elements of self-defense. Stick, wooden stick, kamagong. Study Filipino martial arts or Kali. Okay. The use of bolo or slingshot. Okay, the use of slingshot. So, pwede mo silang tiradurin. If you hit them somewhere in the head, they will never go back. Slingshot. Air rifle probably, but air rifle is really just for me. It's just for marksmanship, for plinking, not even for animals and for people. But there could be a situation where you will need to use your air rifle to defend your farm or your person, or your family or your person. But remember, be appraised of the elements or the requisites for self-defense. Also, you may want to consider, I really don't know. I'm not sure if I don't have it in, I cannot, tell people about this because I myself don't have this. Well, most big time landowners and big time farmers have security guards anyway. But I think most big time farmers, who don't have security guards actually own firearms. Usually a shotgun for the farm. And reading, landowners are one of the people qualified to apply for a license, own and possess firearms, along with people who work in the government, what else? Professionals, business owners, senior citizens, journalists, lawyers, um, or professionals, people who handle sensitive positions, accountants. Yeah, they are qualified to apply for um, firearms, license to own and possess firearms. Um, Landowners, yes, landowners, farm owners, they are also qualified. But you know how expensive firearms are in the Philippines. Very, very expensive. Only I think the rich can afford them. Um, Triple the price, triple or double the price of the firearms in the US, for example. We can ask our friend Jose Rizal Adventures about guns, gun ownership, etc. Uh, we already have some live stream videos about the topic. So there, night vision training. Don't use flashlights during the dark when you're in the dark. Use stick or bolo, slingshot, a rifle, or maybe even firearms if you can afford. But then again, consider our pogi friends out there, nice people around. If they learn that you have a firearm, they might, you know, they might ask for it as a gift. Patibong po, sabi ni Manay Anne Marie too. Patibong. Yeah, I forgot to mention that. I even said that with the use of physical barriers such as barbed wires, you ought to make the barbed wires visible. But I've encountered a land or a property where the barbed wires were so low and were so much concealed. Pinoy Prepper, Hagbayon, kumusta kapatid? Pinoy Prepper, pare, nice to see you. Mabuti. Usapang defense, farm defense. I was saying earlier that there was this barbed wire, this property where the barbed wires were so low that they were almost, patibong, I think. Snare, patibong. You wouldn't see them. They were, Glock 17 sa ilalim ng unan. I joke lang. Glock 17, according to Pinoy Prepper. As I was saying, night vision training, FMA stick, bolo, use of bolo, slingshot, air rifle, firearm. But here in the Philippines, firearms are very expensive. But if you are a big time farm owner, as I said, you may even have security guards. So, but some nice people around would, or might ask for your firearm as a gift. So consider that as well. Right, that's how I think we can protect lands or farmlands. At the end of the day, thieves will be thieves, but we property owners should also think like a thief. So think like a thief. It takes one to know. There was one fellow who got a 100% during the bar exams in criminal criminal law, and they say it takes one to know criminal law because they say that person later on became a criminal. So there, how do we protect our farmlands? Well, number one, stay or live in your farm. Okay, set up signs, install some signs, physical barriers, and if you have the budget, install some alarms, motion sensor, CCTV, lights, have some guard dogs, do inventory regularly. Better if you can brand your cattle. Okay, install or construct fence away from roadways. What else? Install security tags, GPS for vehicles or equipment, and also night vision training if you don't have much budget. Don't use flashlights, huh? In one prepper group, there was a person who shared an experience where he used a flashlight, trying to ward off thieves in the farm. But instead, the thieves were able to surround him and get more. The thieves even got his shotgun. So don't use flashlights. And lastly, it could be better if we think like a thief. So galit kasi ang magnanakaw sa kapwa magnanakaw. So kindly also comment down below your reactions, ideas. Even if you catch this live stream when this is no longer live. The thing with me is I'm not using my StreamYard for the moment, so I may not be able to go back to the live chat. So my StreamYard is not working because apparently they want me to subscribe already. There's no such thing as a free lunch. So thank you, and thanks for joining me this afternoon in this afternoon tambayan, online tambayan. I hope you are doing well, and especially the YouTubers who are also here. I hope you are doing well, and you have more videos to follow, and you have more content coming, and you have new subscribers, and you're getting lots of views. Again, this is Jason for Hagbayon channel and TMS Talks. This channel is devoted to Philippine current events. It's also world events. To my research, my literary research. Live ka na manayan marimag tunin ako ba? Okay, that's Manoy Alec. Telling Manayan Marie to also go live because he's gonna go to bed. Literature research, literary research, blades building, prepping and survivalism as a hobby. Useful hobby at that. All right, I'm going, signing off. Remember, the pen is mightier with a sword,